All right, hello guys, and welcome to the second race of the FARCA racing season. This will be the Ben Dover 80, not the 75. So we'll be here at Dover International Raceway. I'm joined here with my colleague Connor Meyer.
Hello.
Qualifying now done and finished. The cars are lined up on pit road. We're going to get it ready for this season. We got a couple different faces showing up in this race here today. We got 27 cars. Starting up on this front row, we have the 36 Ollie's Toyota starting alongside the 79. Behind him, we have Jay Langer and the Pennzoil 19 Dodge starting side by side with Kevin Campbell and the 93 Whataburger Ford. Row number 3 brings us to the 35 car starting alongside Big Man in the 8. Austin Yoakum in that nice new Big Red 10 as the new driver. He'll be turning off a little bit behind points-wise, but this can still help him out. He's alongside Evan Cowart in his Craftsman Ford. Starting race behind them, we have the number 30. That is the Pure Tex Ford, turning alongside Benjamin Thomas and the Pennzoil Ultra Platinum number 9. Pritchard and the 51 Gumout Toyota is starting alongside Miss Johnson and the Western Auto Dodge. Behind them, we have Todd Castile in the Lordco Chevrolet. And we also have Big Rick Johnson sponsorless this time around in his 28 Dodge. And we have Bombera in that 72 Money Lion Ford, starting alongside the number 5 Napa Camaro. I believe that is the Lusso in the Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet with McClure starting on the outside of him. Douglas, the owner of that racing Dodge team, is alongside Caitlin in her 92 Toyota. And the number 1 car still unsponsored, that Manco Motorsports Dodge, is alongside Keith and the 42 Target. Connor Meyer, who had the fastest car in practice, he is going to be starting here towards the back of the field for qualifying. May have had an issue there with the engine or something. Keep an update on that. It's JBL Auto Toyota, starting alongside the 62 TMR, a 63 gear wrench. They're starting alongside previous winner, Gabron. And here's the Waltz 4. Starting all the way in the back of the field will be the 24 cars. And as they are set, we will wait for the command. As soon as they are given and they go around the field, the track a couple times, we will drop the green flag. After seeing qualifying, what did you have to say?
A lot of Toyotas up front. Not so many Fords. Last week at Daytona, Ford pretty much dominated everything. It looks like there's only 2 or 3 Fords in the top 10 starting off here.
Yeah, it's quite surprising for that show they put on. There was a while where it was nothing but Fords in front of it. They had 8 at one point, and I was kind of surprised to not see that speed carried over here.
So Supreme Motorsports, the Toyota team with the 36, 35, and 10, all their cars qualified in the top 10.
That's a pretty valiant effort of them to be supposedly the satellite team and coming into a nice full mile racetrack. As they've been given the commands, you see the fire coming out. They have fired up all of these 27 racing machines. Supreme Motorsports bringing the cars to the field. As you were saying, a very, very good effort out of these guys. They put on quite show in qualifying and see how they carry that out through the race. This is low going, leaving the pit box. Leave all out single file. One car that is a Supreme Motorsports car is having an issue. That is the 35 car. I believe that is Timmy Weathers.
Yeah, but, you put 3 cars in the top 10, and for one of them to have issues at the very beginning is, got to feel bad for them.
That's disconcerting. As coming off that team, you gotta wonder if how your car's going to be then if you already have an issue that immediate. Pace car hits down the pit road. Green flag is about to air. In the restart box, so here we go. We are green flag at the Bendover 80.
There's Joey Sanders going to go ahead and just pull away right now. Trying to bring the 19 with him.
Very nice tack up. Side by side with that Lubricar Motorsports Dodge trying to hang on to the inside. That Chevy powered around the corner. Little switch up there. Nice move by Big Man. Residential between the 93 and the 19.
Joey Sanders leads the first lap here.
Extra bonus point for that team. That'll be a big help for him.
There's Justin Osborne in the 79 right behind him.
3 wide behind him. Those are 2 of the best of the world racing cars with the Lubricar Motorsports right in the middle. Smart move to back out of that situation.
New colors on Brett Pritchard's car. He's running gum out this week.
And it looks like we have an issue with the number 9.
It's Ben Thomas.
That car is slowing off the track and coming to a stop. We are still under green. I'm watching that light to see if she'll change. We might get that car towed off the racetrack as the field comes back around. Another failure. And speaking of failures, 35 is back into the garage. The team is taking a look to see what may have gone wrong. Got a battle for the lead going on. Looks like the 79 is in contention for moving around the 36 car.
It'll be interesting to see where he can make the pass work at. And it falls off just a little bit.
Those Toyotas have great speed, man.
Man, and right there running in the top 5 is Austin Yoakum. His first ever start in 10. He's going to be full-time in that car for the rest of the season.
Very good move by Evan. Tried to make it to the inside, but like I said, that Toyota Power Van, they're able to hold that without having to be so close to the inside. Right here trying to hold on to the inside to get around Big Man, but both those Dodges are running pretty well.
A couple of Dodges behind the third right there.
It looks like we have another car on the road. We have a lot of cars seeming to have dropped off and have some issues. That is a 24 car.
Looks like the 9 is back on track.
Whatever the issue was, good to see they got it fixed. 35 also may be back on the lead lap. I wonder if this was pit strategy, but 35 was a stopping go. We're getting the word from FARCA officials. The legal body work from qualifying. 9 had his own different issue, and 24 we're still waiting a report on.
It'll be interesting to see if the 9 can pass up the 36 to try to get at least one of his lap back.
There's a strategy there too by the 8. He broke the draft off completely.
Here comes the 19, trying to come back on the 8.
Kind of struggled there and got loose, lost a lot of this momentum. Wow, look at the speed on the 9.
And the 9 on those fresher tires definitely helps. Looks like it might
just eats the tires.
And he's also bringing the 79 with him too, and the 8.
Should change up quite a bit, especially if he holds that car up there. '79 is looking the bumper of that 9 car. Check out the second pack we have back here.
It's all kind of just single files right now. Everybody's just kind of biding their time.
Pretty calm for Dover. Was that 35 car? We were here before with the previous generation car that we had before. Turn 4 was a really hard area for these cars to handle. There, a lot of people would hit the wall. But this lower downforce setup may have changed that.
61 making a pass on the 60. Trying to anyway. And the 60 is going to work his way back up.
Have a nice run on the outside, however, that power for that 51. May get him across the line as they almost touch. The battle for the 10th position. Coming in now, we're a quarter way to this race. I think he will retain his position. Pit window should be coming up, I believe, for the next 10 to 15 laps if things continue to run the way they do.
79 still trying to get past that lap down for like Ben.
Ben's trying to hold his own. He is, after all, actually, no, the 35 is the first car lap down, so I don't know why he's trying to push so hard. Now he continues to move up, but look at that 8 of Big Man now behind him. He's peeking around that car. Passing seems to be quite difficult at this track.
Especially on these older tires, as they wear on more, start sliding around. It's really hard to make a pass.
Oh, and just as we're talking about this, we do have a failure. That is the 60, I believe that is the Deluso.
That's mine.
Track, careful. That'll be our first engine failure.
There's a teammate to the 79 of Osborne. I wonder if, they're probably wondering if this is going to be, a single case, or if it'll spread to all, both of the other cars.
And to our knowledge, we know that these cars are all using the same engines manufacturer-wise, so that is a big concern to not just the team, but to all the other Chevys. And that lap scored around the last time around, Big Man had the fastest lap at a 24.418. That car definitely is moving.
It's really hard to do something with all that speed, though, if you can't make a pass.
Exactly. And then that just leads to more tire wear. And still trying to get around 36.
Still trying to get a lap back. But with how fast that car is, it does make you wonder if that was a pit strategy.
It very well could. I mean, if that is how long it takes to service these cars, but in time to get that far around, maybe so. We will have to see as soon as they come in for the first round of pit stops, whenever that 36 car dips, and maybe this will work in favor for them. Or if not, especially the 35 car for a couple extra laps can go a very long way, as we saw at Daytona last week.
You know, speaking of Daytona, I haven't seen too much out of the Fords so far today.
Still, yeah, I mean, our first Ford car is the 30 and the 83. But there's a big group of extra Ford that are just kind of chilling in the back part of the top 10, but nowhere near our leaders, who have completely checked out by about 5 seconds.
In that group of Fords right there, you have the 19 of Jay Langlier. He's in a Dodge, and the number 10 of Austin Yoakum in a Toyota.
Yoakum doing an outstanding job for being his first race racing for FARCA. And speaking of that as well, the 30 car, I believe that's Spencer Davis, has just shot around 2 cars that lap and moved himself into the 4th position. He's the highest Ford now. Although the 79 was trying to higher line.
Those 2 cars cannot get away from each other.
They cannot. It's too slow to check out from the 8, but the 8 doesn't have the grip to move around the 79. As that completely changes.
And Big Man in the 8 can finally make the pass on the 79 and work on tracking down the 9 and the 36.
Yep, now all he has to do is catch him and move himself around Ben, and he can focus on getting across the leader. And Manco Motorsports are leading their first race. That is still really trying to get around that leader.
Honestly, the 36 would just be best on moving, letting Ben pass him.
And again, he could use Ben as a barrier if a car came up on him.
The more they race
back around.
And the more those leaders, race side by side, the easier it is going to be for the 8 and the 79 to catch both of them.
That is true. As you saw, that window did shorten a little bit.
The 79's not content on running third, though. He wants to get past the 8 again.
And he needs to. Track position is key. Every point will matter, especially in a track that was normally or expected to be as a survival of Dover normally is for this Monster Mile. It's key. I'm not gonna see. I've expected them to pit already, so I'm waiting to see when these cars will start to come down. Six now beginning to move away. That Toyota starting to thunder through. 30 is, now that he had a chance to break away, he's doing whatever he can to catch him. However, he's got about 2.5 seconds to make up before he can reach the 79 car.
Looks like that second group has kind of split apart just a little bit, with the 30 and the 10 getting away.
And the train behind him is Kevin Campbell, who, unfortunately, because of his engine being illegal in the last race, did not race at Daytona. So he marched into disqualification. So he has got quite a good amount of points to try and make up for. So this is a good rebound for that team.
Definitely a good showing to be, up near the top 10, in the top 10.
And of course, that group behind them.
And it looks like Pritchard has actually caught that group, and he's trying to make his way through it.
Being aggressive, which is definitely something you should do before pitting. Get around as much cars as you possibly can. Short pit if you can. Brett has always been more of an aggressive driver.
Yeah, he definitely was not happy about finishing outside the top 10 last week in 11th.
Coming out here, he's got his first top 10 of the way things are going. By the way, we did pass the halfway point, so the 36 car was awarded another bonus point, and a big upset for the driver running in second. Manco Motorsports' big man has blown his engine. That's kind of unfortunate of a small team like that making a really good run today. But you know what this also is? It's our second Chevy to blow a motor.
That's a Dodge.
My bad.
But no, Manco did, I believe they had some sort of failure last week at Daytona also.
They did. They had a camshaft blow on them.
It was on the number 28 of...
They lost their front half of the lobe, so it's completely gone flat. So we'll see if this will be a similar issue or not. Meanwhile, we're hearing back for a previous engine failure. It looks like that was a 60, and we are hearing from the radio that he was saying it's the transmission. He had blown the transmission.
79's on pit road.
39 and the 10. We have our first guys doing a short pit. 93 has joined them. Big Man's teammate, 28. Meyer in the 29. 62 and the 92. Very smart. Looks like that pretty much the whole team of Toyotas have made their way down here to pit. That's good strategy. Two got a chance to lead there. He's your current leader. And he will be now making his way onto pit road. Following in suit, that's Gabron, his DeWalt Ford.
Last week's winner.
The number 1 of Ford. The 9 continues to stay out, as you can definitely tell that this may have been a form of pit strategy now. 35 is only 2 laps down. If he will continue to stay out, that will be our question. If so, you can tell they were definitely expecting cautions. Multiple cars making their way off pit road. Kind of a slow up here with 35. Douglas and Meyer both had to get off the throttle.
Yeah, the 35, when they pitch so early in the race, they're on such old tires now. You can definitely tell that their strategy not really
is not. Gotta make a gamble. Unfortunately, sometimes it just doesn't pay off. However, talk on the racetrack. Talk about an outstanding stop. This team on the pole, still leading at a 4-second gain with that outstanding pit stop that team made. Very good. They lead by 3.5+ seconds.
gaining a little bit in the 42, trying to put him a lap down.
He was a lap down before. He was able to get a little speed ahead and got it back. He's currently towards the back. I'm sure Kyle would not like to go a lap down. It's kind of a Mikan too. That team is normally one of the powerhouses of our sport. The 9 returning back to the racing surface. Good strategy, though, on the 24th part. He was previously 5 laps down and managed to wrangle an additional 2 laps out of that. They probably just gas and go, and they're going to gamble on tires. But hey, that's one position above the 35 that they can be at. That could be a big help for them.
It's all about points. If you can't win it, you might as well try to get as many points as you can.
And we were just talking about how Ford hasn't been doing that good. Looks like he's breathing down the neck of the 79 car. That is the 30 Gear Tech Ford. He's inching his way forward, potentially to try and go for second. That Satellite Penske team. This is actually pretty consistent, at least their top 2 drivers, him and Evan.
That team led a good chunk of laps last week.
The Ford did. Ford led over half the laps at Daytona.
Yeah, Spencer Davis in the 30, he led 4 laps. And Kenny Bombera in the 72, he led 6.
I believe it was Gabron who led the most at 11.
'79 to 30 really need to kind of just work together and see if they can't gain any more ground on the 36. Because racing each other like this is just letting the 36ers drive away even more.
Actually, they have been catching him. That 3.6 has been dwindling down to now just 3 seconds. So at this rate, they would catch him by the end. Getting around him, though, that's going to be a different story.
It looks like the 24 was on pit road again.
Was he? Yeah, there it is in the lap time. He's now scored as 5 laps down. I believe that was the 51.
51 is also on pit road.
Brett Pritchard is inching to a stop. He may be out of gas. I don't know what he's doing now. As they have now towed him, he will get an update as to what happened there. He has now scored 2 laps down. We'll have to check in with team owner Hunter Meyer, and see what is going wrong with that Toyota.
Well, that happens. 83 making a pass on the 10.
Indy Sports, they may have just been playing it smart and kept their cars in reserve until the end. They need a little bit of contact, leaving turn 4.
The 19 right behind them.
Jay Langdon, his Pennzoil car for Motorsports. They haven't backed off there a little bit. And here he has the 51 of Brett Pritchard is under his own power of being guided by FARCA officials going to the infield care center. Hopefully he is okay since he had to exit the race like that. Hopefully there is nothing wrong with him.
You never want to see that.
My guess, it's kind of a warmer day out here. It could just be dehydration. It's humid out here this time of year. And with that, it looks like the 36 is starting to find his feet again. He has no cars in front of him, lots of clean air. That seems to be helping him out.
He's going to try to widen that gap again with 79 and the 30. He pretty much stuck together like the 79 and the 8 were at the beginning of the race. And this group of all these top 10 cars, only 3 of them finished in the top 10 last week.
That's actually crazy. It shows just how different the super speed racing can be to these guys, and how anybody can really move and finagle their way to the top. So now we're going to see who can really shine and manhandle their cars, and definitely a surprising run coming from the 36 today.
36, and really all of Supreme Motorsports, they're all kind of more or less an underfunded team. Not a lot of big sponsors on them, and for them to basically come out this week and just pretty much dominate.
It's fantastic. It's always good to see it. And even with the 8, I thought he had that failure. That was awesome to see a team as low and underfunded as they were running as strong as he did.
They ran 4 cars at Daytona. They were only supposed to run 2 cars the whole year, but decided almost last minute to put Austin Yoakum in the 10 full time, and looks like it's paying off. He's running in the top 5.
Well, speaking of that, I've been watching the leaderboard the past few laps, and people of that same team, look who's been moving their way up. Here is Goodrick Johnson in his 28 Dodge from Manco Motorsports, now running in the 6th position.
And his car had the camshaft issue last week, so he didn't ever really get a chance to race.
You know, one of the things I was talking about with Big Matt, he said that these cars, they don't run different bodies at different races. Once one thing is done, they carry it to the next race. So he's running on a fresh motor, but it obviously showed under the stress of the equipment of Big Man's car that thing finally just gave way. And definitely a insanely surprising effort. Most certainly, the 36 has led the most laps.
He went for all the bonus points today. Stopped the pole, led it halfway, led most laps.
This will help him tremendously. As we talked, and there he goes to the top 5. That is Stigert Johnson. '79 now trying to make a last-second battle to get back around the 30. It might be 30, so he cut around 79. He is now trying to catch and run down the 36. I think he has time. We got about 2 seconds remaining for 8 laps. They made up a quarter of a second there that last time around.
Just I don't think there's enough time for him to get him, especially, you know, with Ben keep getting in the way there.
And I believe another failure, the 36. Procrastination, I believe.
That's the 63.
My bad.
Of Brandon Krasta, his single car team.
That's pretty unfortunate for those folks. Single car operation.
But there's a rumor going around that they will field a second car at Super Speedways for the remainder of the year.
That would be good for them. That'll help out the field side. And it would be great if we could just add in an extra 10 or 15 laps, because for sure the 30 car is catching.
Spencer Davis is going for his second top 5 in a row. What?
And down to the last 2 laps.
There's not enough time.
No, there just isn't. But man, what a show the 36 put on for everybody today.
Oh, really? I mean, that whole team was a surprise with all 3 cars qualifying inside the top 10. The 35 had that, I guess we'll just call it a pitch strategy, really. But the 36 and the 10 both in the top 5. Top 10, rather. Okay.
We're about to go into the white flag. Comes around the corner, they wave the flag. And look at just how close the 30 car was getting. He is a second away.
He needed another 7 laps.
And he could have easily... Look how much more he is catching him. But he comes around.
Ford showing, at the end of the race that they still have the speed that they had last week.
They definitely do. And they were less than a second right there. It wasn't enough.
As Joey Sanders crosses the line, he wins his first career race in his second career start.
It'll be great for them to build upon that and work that for next week. But while we're all talking about that, we got a winner. That will be the 36. Huge congratulations to that Toyota team. All of them did deserve it. Hearing from the 63 car, they dropped the valve. Pretty unfortunate for procrastination. And again, coming out of nowhere for the end, hats off to the 28 team, finishing in the 4th position for Manco. A nice rebound for that team after that failure.
After 2 failures, 2 weeks in a row, for a team to come back and get a top 5 is...
We had 4 cars drop out of this race, the 60 with an ignition issue. Transmission blown on Big Man's car. Brett Pritchard still in the infield care center. We hope to hear from him. Hopefully it's just something simple like dehydration. And then, of course, we have just the most recent one with procrastination dropping the valve. So with that, only 20 cars finished the lead lap up to 27 that started this thing. And surprisingly, another cautionless race. We stayed green the whole way through. 36 went every single lap and got the maximum amount of points. So hats off to that team. They did a fantastic job this weekend.
That whole team really did really well. Looks like Austin Yoakum in his first start got 6. With a couple of positions at the very end. But interesting, that Ford, 2 Fords in the top 5 after having pretty lackluster day for them to come back and almost win it.
Yeah, I wonder if they planned that, just kept the cars in reserve, made sure, because like I said, before they were talking about this being a survival race, and then they ended up not being that, which really may have changed the strategy of everybody in mind. That's why those teams probably short-pitted to begin with. They were expecting this to be just a wreck fest.
And, I guess preparing for the worst, ended up with the best, and it just hurt them.
Sometimes that's just what happens, but with that, we had a great time filming this race for you guys. Always great here. Another FARCA race in the books. That'll be the 2nd race of the season. You have the schedule up, I believe. What are we heading to next week?
Next week, we are going to be at Atlanta.
So there we go. We're going to be going to our first, what we call the cookie cutter racetrack. Track's nice and brutal. Should be nice and cold there, so we're expecting a nice, fast race weekend. And maybe we'll see a nice rebound from these lower teams. It's interesting to see that these smaller ones have been able to keep up there.
Definitely.
And with that, we'll be seeing you guys next week. We'll be signing off. Congratulations again to the 36 Toyota team. You guys did a fantastic job. I'll see you guys next week.